And I'm Cedeño, was born in Houston, grew up in the Dallas Metroplex, once lived in Amarillo, and currently lives near Austin, Texas, in case you were wondering. She writes mystery short stories and novels that are typically set in Texas. Her mysteries vary from traditional to romantic suspense to science fiction. Please welcome NN.
In the spirit of the noir she was talking about and the darker things, I have a paranormal mystery for y'all tonight. I got the idea for this book from buildings that feel creepy. So if you've ever walked into a room and it felt tense, or you walked into a building and it just felt off, like it had its own emotional atmosphere, that gave me the idea for a short story about a detective who creates equipment that can detect emotional atmosphere in buildings. And he has an employee who's very sensitive to it, and she also happens to see ghosts. And I like the short story characters so much that I wrote a couple more short stories and then thought, hey, I need to write a novel. So now they have their own novel, and it's called The Walls Can Talk. Kamika, we double covered the walls, but I still feel a chill of anger or bitterness. I don't know where it's coming from, said Lee. She squatted next to her equipment bag and frowned at the walls around her, vexed by the unsuccessful results of their labors. Kamika studied the eggshell white-painted walls with a thoughtful but wary look, as if concerned that something unpleasant might emerge from them. Could it be static from another room? Or, she hid the twinkle of mischief in her eyes and adopted a serious tone, one of your dead friends coming to see you. Lee jumped up. They aren't my friends. I don't want to see them. Kamika giggled. Lee realized she'd taken the bait and laughed. Thou art a general offense, she said without rancor. Throwing old quotes at me won't solve the problem with this room. Seriously, what do you think is going on in here? Said Kamika with a grin. Lee returned to packing the equipment bag. I have no idea. The feeling of anger is stronger in the area around the closet. I haven't seen any lingering dead residents in here, but I haven't walked through the whole house. The owners specified that we reset this room. If they wanted the whole house done, they should have requested it. So no foul on us? Kamika raised her dark eyebrows. Not unless we missed something in here. Kamika turned her lean body 360 degrees, looking like a music box dancer in slow motion. She repeated the turn, looking up, and again looking down as she carefully examined the walls, ceiling, and floor trim. We didn't miss anything, except the closet, and they told us not to touch that, because it's crammed full of junk and locked. She stood with her hands on her hips, biting her lower lip in front of the closet door. I bet it's the closet. They've got something nasty in there. With our luck, it's the body of their murdered wealthy auntie whose bank account they're emptying. Lee rolled her eyes. Don't be melodramatic. We could do a reading to pinpoint the source. Lee's voice trailed off. A reading would take time and push them behind schedule. How does the room feel to you? She asked, turning to Kamika. Kamika closed her eyes and stood still for a moment. Then her eyes popped open and she laughed. It feels like any other room. What do you think? You're the one with the spook sense. Provided the owner isn't as sensitive as I am, we should be fine. Lee finished packing her equipment, still bothered by the room. She paused. What if the problem is under the floor or behind a wall? That would explain why I still feel it. The house had been remodeled. Walls were moved, removed, and added. Doors had been moved and stairs rerouted. Well, we can only treat the surface. We can't tear into the walls, and we don't have time to waste, said Kamika, with a pragmatic shrug of her shoulders. I can add a note to the report advising the client to examine the structure of the walls and empty the closet if the room is still uncomfortable. That should cover our butts. Okay, do it. We have to get to the next customer. The failure irked Lee, but she tried to dismiss the matter. She and Kamika reset the emotional atmospheres of rooms to her satisfaction 99% of the time. The few that didn't meet her standards were rare, but did crop up on occasion. Even so, the residual emotion in this room felt more intense than in any other room they'd failed to reset. The only other time they'd failed this badly, the distressed ghost of a teenage girl had been present, rendering their work ineffective. Kamika saved her recommendations to the customer's file and emailed the customer a copy. On the way out, she slapped the pre-printed description of the services they had completed onto the kitchen counter with the finality of a judge banging a gavel. Lee entered the owner's supplied temporary code into the house's security system to allow them to exit. The system logged them out and locked the house behind them. They stowed their equipment into a secure compartment in their van. After a final annoyed backward glance, Lee hopped into the van. The vehicle advised the women to buckle their seatbelts and identified the pre-programmed route to the next customer. Kamika reviewed the services they were completing in her next on her monitor. We're going to Dr. Gomez's office. He runs the physical rehabilitation clinic on Arlington Street. We were there 6 months ago. A regular medical reset? Lee asked as she tucked a heavy jet black lock of hair into the band of cloth wrapped around her head. She liked this simple, ancient Roman hairstyle. Of all the fashion practices from ancient civilizations that she tested while studying them, this one was by far the most convenient for her day-to-day work activities. Yep, said Kamika. Lee glanced at the time. How many calls after that? It was already mid-afternoon, and sometimes Miguel, the routing and scheduling guru, crammed too many calls into a Friday afternoon because of his desire not to put off customers who insisted that they needed services before the weekend. Kamika scrolled down on the monitor. Only 2 more on the schedule right now. Miguel better not add any more, said Kamika. With travel time, we should be done at 5:30, right on time. She tapped Lee's arm. Guess what? I have a double date. My cousin Lucia is in town visiting colleges, and her boyfriend is a student here. And he's got a friend. We're going to dinner, followed by clubbing. Sounds great. Kamika shot Lee a look of surprise. You hate clubs. You'd rather stay home and read about ancient dead people's lives and mounds of dirt in Kazakhstan for your master's thesis. Great for you, not for me. Lee suppressed a smile. Okay, let's go. Lee looked forward to their next customer. She liked resetting the atmospheres of medical offices. Studies had shown patients recovered more quickly in a positive environment. Over time, the built-up negative energies could give the room a feeling of tension or stress that impeded the patient's healing process and affected the staff's efficiency. The doctors, nurses, and therapists were happier, so fewer medical mistakes occurred. Her work helped heal people because she eliminated the negative emotions, stress, pain, and fear, released by patients and absorbed into the walls. Some people were more sensitive to the atmospheres in buildings than others. Lee fell into the extremely sensitive end of the spectrum. She'd been uncomfortable in certain rooms and buildings her whole life. She enjoyed working for bad vibes removal services and being able to reset houses for new owners, apartments for new tenants, and spas for those in need of relaxation. Removing lingering negative emotional deposits from buildings improved life for a lot of people. Lee's phone rang. Uh-oh, she said, giving Kamika an apprehensive look. She tapped the phone screen to answer. Hello? Montgomery's voice came across, vivid and bursting with energy. Lee, I need you and Kamika to come help me with an investigation. The structure calls for your expertise. While Lee preferred to obliterate the record of emotions and sounds left in walls, the equipment used to do the readings of sounds and emotional energy patterns left in walls was useful for the inventor's other business endeavor. Mr. Montgomery, creator of the process for both reading and eliminating embedded sounds and emotions in buildings, owned both Bad Vibes Removal Services and Montgomery Investigations. He spent his days running the investigations business and left the removal services to his employees. Is this another murder case? Lee asked, curious in spite of her dislike of investigations. She much preferred resetting atmospheres to working investigations, but she knew that no matter what she said, Montgomery would get her involved. She intentionally refrained from asking about the structure because she knew he was trying to pique her interest. No, we aren't trying to solve a murder. The find called me because small items were being moved around the house, sometimes in the middle of the night. They hired me to catch the perpetrator. Lee threw Kamika a look of surprise before replying to Montgomery. This is about theft? Not exactly. Nothing's been taken yet. Someone's searching the house for something. So you didn't call me because you think they have a ghost? Lee asked. Montgomery knew she could see ghosts, and he had relied on that ability to solve several cases in the past. Your lack of interest in dealing with the dearly departed has been duly noted. However, you love historical locations. The client lives in a historical house. You do all the readings requested by the historical groups. You have more than doubled the experience doing readings in old buildings of anyone else. You're doing graduate studies in history. This one is right in your skill set. This building is older than any other structure in Texas. Please, Lee, come give me a hand. Lee noted the confidence in Montgomery's voice, barely disguised by the persuasive tone he was using. He knew she'd be intrigued and wouldn't turn him down, darn him. And he hadn't answered her question about whether he thought they had a ghost. Okay, call Miguel and have us rerouted. Kamika and I will come. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate the help, said Montgomery. Lee could almost hear him smiling into the phone. She ignored Kamika, who was gleefully dancing in her seat, and stuck her phone back in her pocket. Kamika continued dancing. We've got a new case. This is going to be fun.